Alright, I haven't missed it. Hi everyone, welcome to the stream. A bit of an abrupt start because I'm running slightly late. So, Sony State of Play starts in about 4 minutes. I'm not really sure what to expect, just PS4 and PS5 announcements. I don't have a PS5, nor does most of the world, so I'm not going to be... You'll forgive me if I don't get too excited about the PS5 reveals in particular, but there might be a couple of good things in there. I'm just going to quickly finish posting my announcement to Twitter before we get started here. Thankfully my internet seems to be behaving right now, like I'm not dropping frames while I'm doing this, so that's a good sign. Of course, turning the bitrate down of my livestream kind of helps a little bit. Also, this is a very repetitive soundbite. I've been hearing this for like 5 minutes now, and it's like the same, like, 40-second loop over and over. Like, I'd be fine with the loop if it actually, like, you know, looped. Like, it's very clear where it begins and ends. Like, it just ends there, and then it starts again. Right, so we've got less than 3 minutes. Again, let me just finish posting my Twitter announcements so people on the Twitterverse that follow me can check this as well. Alright, oops, wrong button. Actually, no, that works. That works fine. Right, there we go. I think we're all good now. So let me know if the stream is working fine, if you guys can see everything perfectly. It should be live. Everything should be a go. Less than 2 minutes away. So it's about 30 minutes long, so it's not going to be super long. It's not as long as a Nintendo Direct, or at least the one we got not that long ago. Also, yes, I am aware that there is a Pokemon Direct happening tomorrow that got announced today. Well, it's not called a Pokemon Direct, but it's more or less the same thing. It's called Pokemon Presents, and it's going to be... I don't know if they mentioned how long it's going to be, but it's going to happen tomorrow, early afternoon for you guys, I think, or it's like early evening for me. I think it's 5 PM my time, so it's like 5 hours before my usual streaming time. So if I'm around, I'll see if I can live stream that one. See, I prefer when directs or like live events happen at around 10 PM because that's my usual streaming time. So that kind of like works perfectly. Right, okay, I'm just going to make sure the chat is working. Oh, never mind, right, someone said something. Hi, Penguin. So again, 30 minutes of PS4 and PS5 information. I can't really give you any predictions as to what we'll see. See, I've been saying this for a while, like, I don't want to shit on Sony or anything, but the state of plays are not as, like, I guess you could say, exciting as Nintendo Directs. I don't know, there's something about, like, watching a Nintendo Direct that just fills you with, like, really excitable energy, I guess you could say. To put it one way. But that's not to say that it's a total waste of time. There will be probably some good stuff here. Right, let's get going. Let me make sure the volume is set correctly. I think we're all good on that front. Right.
There's some very unexpected developments in your future.
Oh, is there Crash Bandicoot 4 DLC? Yeah.
That last part might have been a hair dramatic, but there's lots of awesome updates.
Wait, is it DLC or is it just the game coming to PS4? Okay, PS5. Never mind.
Hey everyone, I'm Lou Studdard, creative producer at Toys for Bob. I'm here to give you the feature rundown on Crash Bandicoot 4 on PS5. That includes 4K at 60 frames per second, adaptive triggers, 3D audio, and more.
I forgot this game wasn't on PS5 yet, to be honest.
Where Crash Bandicoot work left off. In Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, we find the evil masterminds Neo-Cortex and Dr. Entropy escaping a once-thought inescapable interdimensional prison, leaving giant holes in the universe. What follows is a mind-bending adventure for Crash and his marsupial pals. We designed Crash Bandicoot 4 to leap off your screen, brimming with bold, vibrant environments and characters. Crash Bandicoot has always looked pretty suave, but wait until you see him spinning heads in native 4K at 60 frames per second. With the weight of the universe on your shoulders, and probably some errands to run, there's little time to wait on loading screens. The DualSense wireless controllers bring adaptive triggers to your fingertips, so you can feel the blast of Neo Cortex's DNA-changing ray gun, or feel the grip when you grapple Atana's hookshot. Hold on tight when you feel the boost of Crash's jetboard, and really feel the suck when you vacuum his data.
Really feel the suck.
Fully immersed in the Crash
Did they have to
Bandicoot
say it like
universe?
that?
Crank it up to 11 and take your audio into an all-new dimension with enhanced 3D audio.
Yeah, you can really feel the
The
suck.
infamous 106% completion is the sign of a true Bandicoot master. But should our genetically mutated marsupial lose his way, leverage PlayStation 5 activity cards to track your progress and hit your goals for things like time trials, flashback levels.
Apparently 100%ing this game is a nightmare. Like, Kid Icarus did a full video on that last year, I watched that.
Complete save over from the PlayStation 4 and use the activity cards to get to 106%. Oh, and one more thing. If you own the PS4 version of the game, an upgrade option is available. Check out the PlayStation
Right, well, that's
blog for
good.
full details. Whether it's your first playthrough or your 100th, there's no better
I'll
time to
eventually pick
experience
this game
Crash
up on the
Bandicoot
Switch
4
personally,
It's About Time on
but not
PlayStation
until I
5.
played 2 and 3 first on the Insane Trilogy.
Welcome back, Crash. The gang's all here on today's new edition of State of Play. We've got some great updates lined up for you. First, let's check out the latest on an eagerly anticipated game coming to the PS5 console this spring from PlayStation Studios.
Hey everyone, we at Housemarque are excited to give you this sneak peek at Returnal. In Returnal,
I've heard of this
you play
game, but I
as
know nothing about it.
Astra Scout, who crash
Oh,
lands
hey there,
on the
Nero.
alien planet Atropos after receiving a mysterious signal, White Shadow. Players will explore this inscrutable, dark planet in search for answers and unfold mysteries, which may point to a larger force at play. Dashing and quickly
Apparently this is
maneuvering your way
made by the
above and
devs
around
of
enemies is key to survival.
that one game that I can't remember the name of. That EA horror game that was on like Xbox 360. What was that game called again? I've forgotten it. I'm drawing a blank. I love how I can't remember names right now.
With the large variety of enemies and the vast number of unique movesets each possess, combat situations prove challenging no matter what the circumstances are. Death is only the beginning. Every time you die and restart, the world will change. The map will be different, enemies will appear in new locations and in differing numbers, so you have to think fast.
So it's a
and
roguelike
adapt.
then? That's interesting.
Here you can see the use of the lightning alt-fire, which is great for crowd control. This is one of many alt-fires that you can acquire in the game.
Sorry if the picture is a little bit crusty. Again, my internet is not the best for this sort of thing.
You will stumble across mysterious devices that can grant rewards to the player. These will vary from weapons, consumables, and upgrades, and they can completely change your playstyle and make each cycle feel unique. Besides the intense combat, Returnal also has a deep and engaging narrative. We allow players to piece together the puzzle that is the story of Celine, as they venture deeper and deeper into Atropos and into her personal nightmare.
The game I'm thinking of is Dead Space, by the way. Like, apparently this is made by the same devs.
I think I am reliving my memories in that house, but
I've never played Dead Space, actually.
they're corroded. Some parts are missing, others seem manufactured. But I can remember the torment, feeling like I was losing my mind. There's no comfort here. No safe space.
I was going to make some joke about Twitter there because it said no safe space, but I couldn't really think of one on the fly there.
Returnal lands on April 30th, and it's developed by the talented team at Housemarque. Next, let's take a closer look at a high-impact new PS4 game called Knockout City.
Oh god, it's this game that was in that Nintendo Direct. No. I'm sticking with Fortnite, and even then I'm sick of that game.
We're an indie developer based in upstate New York, and we recently announced Knockout City, a team-based multiplayer action game for PS4 where rival crews settle their scores with epic dodgeball battles.
I'm sorry to seem so dismissive, but I think I'm getting tired of people doing Battle Royale games these days. Like, Ninjala did nothing for me.
In our 1v1 face-off mode, you'll go head-to-head in a constantly shrinking battleground, relying on your reflexes and abilities to knock out an opponent. A well-timed catch powers up the ball, making it easier to land a hit. Use trick shots to lob a ball over a ledge or hook it around a corner. Fake a throw to mess up your opponent's timing and knock them out before they can recover. When you're in a tough spot with a ball flying your way, a last-second dodge is the difference between getting knocked out and staying in the fight. Keep your wits about you and outplay your opponent to bring home a win. Let's jump into Team KO, our 3v3 mode. Teamwork makes the dream work in Knockout City. If your crew is outmatched, a well-coordinated team can still dominate. We're playing in Back Alley Brawl, a new map that you'll find in our upcoming crossplay beta. The special ball for this match is the Sniper Ball, which locks onto targets from far across the map and wham! You can take them out before they have a chance to react. Beyond special balls, each map features a unique mechanic. In Back Alley Brawl, you can hop into a tube and make a quick getaway, or use them to sneak up on your opponents. Caught empty-handed? You can literally become the ball.
You wouldn't mind the story mode. Ninjala had like a story mode, and I didn't really care much for it.
Charge up a teammate, launch
At least what I played of the story modes.
and they'll land in a huge instant KO.
EA must really want people to play this, because they advertised this both in that Nintendo Direct and now in this State of Play. Like, this is an EA Originals game. Like, EA themselves are not making it, but it's under the EA banner.
Final stretch of development. Rally your crew and sign up for our crossplay beta at knockoutcity.com to play early on PlayStation. See you soon, brawlers.
Yeah, well, that was Knockout City. Hopefully that's the last I'll hear about that for a while.
Time for something new. Here's your first look at an upcoming PS5 game from the team at Slowclap.
Never heard of that company. It's the long-awaited sequel you've all been waiting for. Cyberpunk 2078. Oh, it's like a brawler? I don't know if anyone else is getting the Quiet Man vibes from this, though. The Quiet Man, but with Fortnite graphics. Sorry, I'm being a little bit snarky. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. Sifu. Okay.
That was the debut of Sifu, coming to the PS5 console later this year.
Also
now let's
PS4.
get an update on Solar Ash, an epic new PS5 adventure from Heart Machine.
I think I remember them showing this during the last State of Play, and this looks kind of interesting. I think this was one that I kind of liked looking at. Isn't this made by the same devs that did Hyper Light Drift? Never played that game, but I know of it. It's got a very familiar
I'm
art
Alex
style.
Preston, creative director of Heart Machine. You might know us as the team behind Hyperlight Drifter.
Yeah, there you
Today,
go.
I'm here to show you the first peek at gameplay for our new title, Solar Ash. Solar Ash is a huge, stylish 3D platformer focused on speed, movement, and fluidity. The game is set inside a giant black hole known as the Ultra Void, which has been consuming everything in its path. You play as Ray, a daring Void Runner who has decided to venture into this terrifying anomaly as a last-ditch effort to save her homeworld. Ray is extremely agile, able to speed across the world with abilities akin to skating. On the ashen clouds, she can quickly cover great distances in our huge world. At its core, Solar Ash is a game about movement, and Ray has everything she needs to flow through the dangerous and unique world.
Well, the platforming looks kind of decent, actually. Sort of like this sort of
As you
parkour
journey to
thing
save
going
your
on.
planet, you'll find yourself face to face with grotesque and violent creatures. Our combat system is simple, fast, and fluid, built to empower players and encourage flow. As you explore the Ultra Void, enemy encounters will scale to greater and greater sizes. Some of these creatures require speed and precise timing to defeat.
I would hope this game also comes to PC, because I'm not picking up a PS5 anytime soon.
Ray will eventually need to face the massive sentinels of this void, wretched, starved beasts that hold the key to her quest.
So yeah, of the PS5 games that Sony have shown off so far that haven't released yet, this is definitely up the list of ones that interest me.
Solar Ash is Heart Machine's vision of the adventure platformer. The giant spaces, the feel of movement, the flow of combat, and the high-stakes battles atop enormous beasts all come together to bring players something we think is incredibly unique, and more importantly, fun. This game is a labor of love for everyone on the Heart Machine team. We're excited to bring Solar Ash to PS5 and PS4 later this year.
Oh, so it's coming to PS4 as well? Nice. I'm fine with that.
If you're a fan of scary games, this next one is for you.
When I first found you, you were nothing. You were small, pathetic. But now, you are more. Are you ready?
Five Nights at Freddy's. I have no idea. Oh, it really is. It's like a 3D game now. I was saying that as a joke because I really didn't fucking know. I've never played one of these games. Well, they're going all like, high budget on this now.
Gregory, we can get you out of here. You and me together. They won't stop hunting you. None of them will stop hunting you.
Oh, it's like a first-person game.
We have to get
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever play these kind of games. I'm not really into, like, cheap jump scare games. You know the kinds.
Do as I say. You will bring me what I want. And if you fail me, then you will. Both of
I prefer not to get chased around by giant robotic furries. I'm good.
There is more going on here than you realize.
I mean, it looks more interesting than most FNAF games, I'll give it that. But it's not my cup of tea, unfortunately.
That was a chilling new look at Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach.
I can't believe that
Up
franchise
next,
is still
let's
alive.
take a tour
Oh,
of Oddworld Soulstorm.
when is this game coming out? Because it feels like they showed this game years ago.
Hi, I'm Lauren Lanning, Creative Director at Oddworld Inhabitants. Today, I'm going to take you on a brief tour of our newest game, Oddworld Soulstorm.
They've always known you would come. Do you know why you have?
In Soulstorm, you reprise the role of Abe, accidental hero turned unlikely leader of an emerging revolution, as you do battle through weird and wonderful environments in an effort to escape the all-powerful and eternally greedy Gluckins. We really wanted to bring this world to life with what we call 2.9D platforming, which
2.9D?
adds much more
What?
depth and immersion for the player. This sense of connection is also reinforced through the use of the DualSense's haptic feedback, as you'll now be able to feel Abe's heartbeat in high alert and suspenseful situations. There are well over 1,000 fellow Mudokons that you must try to save along the way, but
Whoa,
they are
that's a
far
lot of-
more than
that's a
helpless
lot of
workers
guys.
looking to be saved. When used effectively, you'll be able to solve puzzles, harness their combined energy, and be given the tools they need to fight alongside you. And there will be times when the extra hands will be needed as you face off against an array of heavily armed enemies.
See, this game is a
who stop at
remake of the
nothing to
second game in
find
the
and
series,
end
Abe's
Abe
Exodus.
once
I've never
and
played
for
that
all.
one. I've only played Abe's Odyssey.
In order to stand a chance against this much larger threat, we gave Abe the ability to scavenge, loot, and pickpocket items from his surroundings and use them to craft an impressive arsenal of his own that he can share with others. You can also play as a non-lethal pacifist or an agent of chaos. We wanted you to have the choice. But there is one iconic ability for our shamanic protagonist, Possession. This mystical power allows you to take control of your foes and use their strengths and weapons against them, or use them to gain access to paths still ahead. The Oddworld universe is a diverse place, and this means that there are some environments and situations that require a little more thought, patience, and stealth. You'll find dark and dangerous caves, heavily guarded industrial sites, and ancient forgotten lands. Here, we've built lots of opportunities for you to test your skills and find different ways to handle things. It won't be easy. If being hunted by an army backed by a shady and wealthy organization isn't bad enough, there are also more dangers in the forms of natural obstacles, ancient traps, trials against swarming dark creatures, and industrial hazards that must be dodged, crossed, and avoided. Ultimately, Abe's journey is one of hope, freedom, and truth. There's a rich and engaging narrative to discover in a world full of lies, and we've been able to bring our characters to life like never before. In true Oddworld fashion, your actions in-game will decide the fate of Abe and all those you manage to liberate along the way, and we can't wait to see what you will do.
So, can we get a release date for this? Oh, okay, well, it's coming out soon. I want to get this game. I think it's coming to Switch as well, but I'm not sure if it's coming out the same day. Probably not. I might just pick up the PS4 version, to be honest.
On Oddworld Soulstorm. And here's some exciting news. Active PlayStation Plus members will get the PS5 version for no extra cost. Starting in April. PS5 version for no extra cost, starting in April.
It had to be the PS5 only, though, didn't it? I don't have a fucking PS5.
Moving on. It's time to catch up with Kena Bridge of Spirits, a gorgeous new adventure we last saw in the June PS5 showcase.
That's the thing I've noticed Sony doing lately that's been bugging me, where it's like, oh hey, you can get this free game on PS Plus, but it's for PS5 only. What's that? You want to play... What's that short game called? Maneater? You want to play Maneater? Buy a PS5, you piece of shit. Oh hey, look, Bug Snacks. PS5.
The rats seem quite fond of you. They're usually timid. Something tells me you did not come to our village looking for forest creatures.
Hello, Spirit. I seek passage to the Sacred Mountain Shrine.
Our village is bound to the shrine's energy. But that power faded long ago. Trapped spirits linger here, tangled in the tragedies of our past. You must help these spirits if you wish to reach the mountain
I can barely hear what that guy is saying over the music.
You have to go now.
Speaking of your music, I wonder if this will get DMCA'd or copyright claimed when I upload it to YouTube later. Fun stuff.
Can be here. You cannot stay here, Spirit. You must move on.
So yeah, that game looks pretty cool. Kina?
Path of the Spirit Guide is a lonely one.
Kinda like that. August.
Now let's settle in for a stylish new look at Deathloop, a PS5 first-person shooter developed by the team at Arcane.
I think this one's published by Bethesda.
You'll never, ever break this loop.
There's no never here. Just you, me, and the rest of these maniacs.
Bring it, baby.
This is Ramblin' Frank's Matinee. This little ditty goes out to the handsome asshole trying to break our loop. Colt, the visionaries are ready to dance. Are you?
Toxic illusion.
Is this DMCA music? I don't know if that's like a real song or not. I'm gonna assume it is. I love how streaming on Twitch nowadays, you could lose your account at any minute because you might accidentally, inadvertently stream DMC music. It's great! Game looks good though. Sorry that I keep muting it, I'm just trying to like mitigate the new DMCA laws. If I have any issues uploading this to YouTube later, I'll just mute it in post.
Let's do it again tomorrow.
I don't feel like constantly muting it like every couple seconds on my end.
Song's over, people. And so is Ramblin' Frank. The rest of you motherfuckers are next.
Yeah, so this one's published by Bethesda.
Before we leave, how about a huge update for one of 2020's most celebrated games?
Oh. One last thing. Oh, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Oh, it's the PS5 version? Right. You know what's going to annoy the fuck out of me? There's been a rumour going around that this game might be going to PlayStation Plus. I swear to God, if this ends up being like the PS5 version only, I'm going to be really fucking annoyed.
A touching reunion.
Like, I get why they're doing that, but it's a trend that I've really grown to get annoyed by.
My name is Yuffie, Materia Hunter and Elite Special Forces operative for the new Wutai government. We'll prove to our common enemy that Wutai is not to be trifled with. Members of Avalanche, we got this.
I'm back.
Ah, there you are. Someone's been expecting you. What took you?
Sorry about that. Anyway, it's nice to meet you. I'm Sonon Kusakabe. Where's Clown?
We lost him.
You what?
He will be okay though, right?
Well, of course he will.
They're the ones who blew up the reactors. Cool. Should we say hi?
So for anyone that's played this, is this DLC or is this part of the main game story?
Look, a Moogle.
What the fuck?
We gotta help.
I'm assuming this is DLC content. You get to play as somebody that has a Moogle persona. I don't know when I will play Final Fantasy VII Remake. I would like to play the original first before I check out, you know, the remake. Because I'm pretty sure the remake is geared toward fans of people who have already played the original.
You guys should probably get moving.
Got it.
Whatever it is they're planning, you're better off out of it.
They deserve what's coming to them.
Yeah, they do. But I'm not your sister.
There you are.
Who are these jerks?
No clue. It just appeared.
Intergrade? Yes, I'm guessing it's like DLC stuff. I have no idea who that is. I'm sure a lot of people got excited for whoever that character was on screen for like all of 1 second. Graphics on PlayStation 5! Ray tracing! More of an expansion. I mean, that's still a form of DLC if you think about it. It's DLC minus the D. DL. It's just C. I don't know. I'm bad at coming up with jokes. Watching this at 480p, it honestly doesn't look that much different. If I watched this at 1080p 60, I'm sure I would see the difference. I mean, things look a little bit foggier on the PS5, but that might just be, you know, for ambience. Maybe that's the ray tracing. So yeah, one day I'll play this. I just can't really say when that's going to be. It's kind of a shame because that game, like the remake, has the kind of gameplay that I like the Final Fantasy 15 style gameplay. Wow, that's quick. I'm assuming that takes like 30 seconds to load in. Like on PS4. Oh, you know I love this kind of shit, photo modes. I'm surprised that wasn't even in the original version. Like, that wasn't in the PS4 game. You know people are going to have a lot of fun with that.
Wait, what?
I like that photo mode has become more commonplace in, like, big budget games these days. Like, even Mario 3D World has a photo mode built into it.
That's how ninjas do it.
Yep.
I wonder when the next part of Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out. I'm guessing like a few years. Free upgrade, that's cool.
That was the reveal of Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, coming to the PS5 console later this year. And that's our show. We hope you're as excited as we are for what's to come in 2021. See you next time.
Alright, well that was alright. That was a pretty decent showcase of stuff. I'm going to turn my PS4 off now. Yes, I watched the State of Play thing on my PS4. So yeah, couple good things in there. I forgot the name of it already, the platformer game made by the people that did Hyper Light Drifter. That game looks really good. I'm going to keep an eye out on that. Soulstorm looks fantastic. Thankfully, those two games are coming to PS4, so I don't need to buy a PS5 to actually play them. So I will eventually get those two. And Kane or something. What was that one game with like the mystical theme, like Kane or something? Kane. Like that game looks pretty good as well. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, a few good stuff coming out for PS5, but also PS4, which I'm happy about since I'm not going to get a next-gen console anytime soon. So yeah, that was a pretty decent state. I would say that's probably one of the best State of Play presentations by far. Like that was just game after game, and it wasn't any like real downtime to it. Unfortunately, we didn't see Dinosaur High or whatever that weird game was they shown last year. But you know, I guess we could see that maybe another time. I don't know if that game had a release date. Is that game coming out this year? Not that I really care, but I was just curious. But yeah, I guess I'm going to... I don't really have much post-thoughts to say. I'm not going to linger on this too much. But yeah, that was a pretty decent State of Play, so I think that was good.